Hey everybody, welcome to River City Media. It's still real to us, not me, but to us. Uh, we come to you tonight with our special guest is Prince Gabriel, but this has been planned for quite a while. But unfortunately, the breaking news today that has hit the world of wrestling hard is the passing of Hulk Hogan. I'm the Howard Chaney, along with the founder of River City Media, QB1, and our new colleague, Joseph Hughes, the Rabid Beaver. And as you can see, sitting right below me is Prince Gabriel. We're going to take the first 5-10 minutes, talk about the passing of Hulk Hogan and discuss it a little bit. And, we're all, well, except for Prince Gabriel, we're all roughly about the same age. And we grew up with the Hulkster. And when I heard about it today, when I got home, I went out to my shed and got these two items out, the wrestling doll and the thumb wrestler of Hulk Hogan. If you're a child of the '80s, you've got something or you've had something of Hulk Hogan, whether it be a toy, a comic book, a whatever it was. But Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, put wrestling on the worldwide map. QB1, your thoughts?
I can't say I was the biggest Hogan fan, but I was torn up today, man. It was like when I realized Hulk had passed, I never thought it'd have that effect on me, because I'm a Flair, and everybody knows the Terrys are my heroes, Gordy and Funk. They're two bigger heroes in my life than Terry Gordy and Terry Funk. But I got to thinking about Hulk Hogan, and it was just like, and it's funny, Prince Grable's sitting over there. How many people did Hogan or The Undertaker or Macho Man Randy Savage, like, I know TKO is a complete savage mark. It comes to that for me. How many people did these guys influence? That's when
Oh,
I died, because there's a generation of people that grew up on Hulk Hogan.
Absolutely. Rabid Beaver.
So we have to remember he entered the business in 77, and by 84, Hulkamania took off when he beat the Iron Sheik. So just a short period of time, not quite 10 years in the business, is when it took off for him. But he fought through everything. He dealt with everything. He left WWF with the original WWF in 93, joined WCW in 94, and turned the world upside down again when he made and helped form the NWO. And then, of course, a lot of us remember WrestleMania in the early 2000s, WrestleMania 18 and WrestleMania 19, where he faced Vince McMahon. He also faced The Rock. Those were just some of the iconic matches. We're not talking about how he slammed Andre the Giant and how he beat Tugboat at SummerSlam. We don't remember all those matches, but they're the ones that are the most iconic. Every time he fired up, he started it, and it's forever ingrained inside of our minds. So the utmost respect for him for changing the business. Don't know him as a person, knew of him as a person, but everything I've heard, he would bend over backwards to try to help you if he had the ability to.
Absolutely. Prince, your thoughts on Hollywood?
uh, well, he was the guy. Everyone who ever wanted to be the wrestler always thought of Hulk Hogan. You know, uh, he had an impact on me just seeing VHS tapes with him when I was a child. And, just his energy and him shaking the ropes, going around, flexing and posing, and everyone knew, Hulk Hogan in the movies, TV. He was a star.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's everybody talk about one of their favorite matches, and then we'll get to the main reason we're here with Prince Gabriel. And I'll kick us off by starting out with WrestleMania 3. Joseph mentioned it. WrestleMania 3, Hogan, Andre, the body slam and everything. I remember when it happened, I don't know, I was maybe 10 years old, 12, something like that. And it was just, I mean, I was watching with my cousins. We just started jumping up and down and screaming and everything because Andre, even though we didn't realize it at the time, but he had been slammed before by many other people. But that was the first time Andre ever been off his feet on national TV. And we just went nuts because of it was Hogan doing it. And that's one of my uh, favorite matches and memories of Hulk. QB?
You know, I'm going to go off the script. You know me as a Japanese guy, WCW guy, love all different forms of wrestling, but I'm going to go to WrestleMania. And there is no better match than if you go to my Facebook right now, the entire match is up. Hogan versus The Rock, WrestleMania 18. And that crowd, anybody that's ever stepped foot in a ring craves that crowd sound of that match. It was perfection. And also, you know, everybody can talk about it's not for me, bro. It's not for me or whatever. He put The Rock over clean in the middle of the ring that night. He put Bill Goldberg clean over in the whatever it's called then, the Georgia Dome, in front of 50,000 people. When the time was right, Hogan seemed to find the right thing to do. That WrestleMania 18, that ending 5 minutes with him posing in The Rock in the after they take and fight off the NWO, that's the moment I choose.
Rabbit Beaver.
Earthquake versus Hogan, SummerSlam 1990. That's the moment for me where you don't think he's going to come back. He gets the big splash 3 times, and somehow he kicks out. And it's forever ingrained in my mind. Earthquake runs the ropes, hits him again, hits him 3 times. That's it. And he finally kicks out and fires up. That's the match for me. And then the second match that I would say would be his retirement match with Sting that he did in TNA. And that was at Slammiversary. I think that those two are the most iconic in my mind. There's plenty of other matches. Hogan Warrior, Hogan Rock, as you mentioned earlier, Hogan Andre, but those are some of the best ones. And we're not even touched Hogan Savage. You know, there's a lot. But I think that the most memorable for me was the 1990 Hogan versus Earthquake.
Absolutely. Prince, you have a favorite match?
Yeah, I have to agree with QB1 on this one. WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus The Rock. It was just electrifying. Simple as that. From start to finish, the crowd was always in it. They told the story that they needed to tell. And Hogan, like you said, Hogan put over The Rock that night, and he knew it was at the time. And that's what was important. He was a businessman. He knew when it was time to do good business. So WrestleMania 18.
You know the one we never even mentioned? Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If there's no Hogan without a Piper.
I couldn't agree with you more, to be honest with you, QB1.
Our good friend John Seal says Hogan versus Sting was his favorite. One last thing, then we're going to move off here, move to our guests. Like them or not, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, not those of River City Media or the people on here, but without Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon, we wouldn't be here doing this right now, in my opinion. So I want to read what Vince McMahon left after he found out about it today. The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time, someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into a global phenomenon. His grit and unbridled thirst for success were unparalleled and made him the consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. He leaves with us one of the following one of his favorite expressions. Train, take your vitamins, say your prayers. Today we pray for him. And that shows you right there that Vince McMahon knows where his bread was kind of buttered there in the mid 80s and the 90s. So before we move on to our main guest, Prince Gabriel, does anybody have any closing remarks? Because if I don't move us on, we'll be sitting here talking about it an hour from now, Hulk Hogan. So, but we want to get Prince and all his accolades on here as well. So any last remarks about Hogan by any of y'all three?
I want to pray for his family. He's survived by both of his kids and his current wife. And we just need to keep them in our thoughts and prayers during this time. It's going to be really hard for them the next couple months.
Absolutely. All right. Moving on. Our special guest tonight, Prince Gabriel, coming to us live from California. He started out here, or not really started out here, but came out to Victor Drasslin Academy, finished there. Prince, welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys. I'm glad to be here. It's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely. Sorry we had a little sad moment there for about 10 or 12 minutes, but hey, we're ready to talk to you and get the word out there. Um, I'm going to let QB1 get started and fire away with some of his questions.
You know, I'm going to start with Prince. I didn't know he was a California guy. I saw him first on the local TV, and I thought he was local. But what made you make that move? Were you working in California and then came here?
So originally I'm from Fresno, California. I was trained out of Best of the West under Mike Rain, the California Black Sheep, and I was training there for almost 6 years. And then during the pandemic time, where that transitioned to where we just got off of COVID restraints, we lost our school, unfortunately. So I didn't have a place to train at for about a year, but I was still working. And in that time frame, I knew I needed to do something where to step up my game, next level, And I was looking at 3 different schools. The Fale Dojo out in New Zealand, in Auckland. I had a few friends go there. Dr. Tom's School in Tennessee, and the Nightmare Factory. So I was just going through those, and I was very close to going to Fale Dojo in New Zealand, but just the flight and being that far away from home was a little bit too rough. And then Tennessee, I had a few friends out there already, and they said it was the best place to go. And I went there, and I got trained by the best. Hands down, Dr. Tom's the guy. So
when you were here and you were working with Dr. Tom, what did he that you had a 6 years experience walking into the dojo?
Yeah.
What did he take from that 6 years and mold you into?
Just the fundamentals and the psychology wise of matches that I was putting on. Less is more. It's very simple. Less is always more. And I was doing a lot of stuff that, I thought was cool and thought that needed to be there, but it didn't. It didn't make sense. Like, why was I doing this and that when I could just do one thing and get the reaction that I was looking for? And then the cardio work, the in-ring work, just the minute details that we don't think about as like the fan wise, but as a worker wise, they make sense, and it just helped me change my game.
That's deep. I mean, that's pretty much wrestling. Young wrestlers, and I'm not young by any set of the imagination, but even back in my day in the 80s, it was always slow down, slow down, slow down,
Mm-hmm.
slow down. When you think you're going too slow, go slower.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that, as a young wrestler, you just want to put 6,000 moves into 30 seconds that you got to learn to make it mean something?
Definitely. When I first started, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was power bombs, power slams, let me do a flip off the top rope. Let me learn all this stuff. But I wasn't getting anything back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The fans were just like, okay, he's just another guy. He's just another body in there doing stuff. But once you get to that aspect of telling a story and having them invested and them feeling emotions, I can bring up one story. There was an angle where I was friends with this cowboy. Me and him were best friends. We tag teams. We did all this stuff together. And I was a champion at that one point, and I lost the belt. And the belt drove me insane. It drove me mad. So I turned on him. And just that simple turn, because I was face for almost 4 years, or the good guy for 4 years. And that simple turn where they, that breath they took in and that shock and awe, it clicked. I said, oh, this is what I'm looking for. This is the reaction I'm trying to get. You know, it's not the power bombs and the 630s and the stuff like that. It's the emotion you get into people with. That's why we all got involved in wrestling, because you can remember these moments that made us feel a certain way, made us feel, you know, like we were talking about Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. You might have not been there, but you know you felt that energy of the, oh my God, this is incredible. This is this is never seen before. And yeah, so that was the simple way.
Joseph, I'll come to you after this question. And you know what my mind went to, Prince, as you were talking, and I think it's the one moment in my life that is the moment I'll never forget is watching Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff come into the ring as the superpowers and that crowd popping. And it was so unexpected. Magnum had just had, you can almost take those moments as a fan, which I am, and they become a lifetime moment. It's I would say it's in something like a rock concert. It's just an adrenaline rush as a fan sitting out there. As a performer, are you aware when you get that reaction, that adrenaline rush from your crowd?
Yes. More recently, I've started feeling it more. Like it's a feeling that I don't know how to describe it. There's no words to describe it. You just have to feel it. You're in these moments where these certain things happen, and you walk away and you're like, that was something special. There was something different about that match, where whether it was a storytelling moment where a line of moves lined up perfectly, or your promo went really well, where the people felt it, and just the moments you create in the ring that you realize these are the ones that count the most, you feel that deeper.
As long as Joseph ain't going to show no pictures of him in black tidy trunks, over to him this week.
Not yet. Maybe a little bit later. But Prince Gabriel, I'm going to start off with kind of a story. I'm friends with Diamond Dallas Page, and he's told me several times about him and Macho Man Randy Savage. And he was speaking to me here recently about a match that he had in the Georgia Dome. And he said that Macho was just tearing him apart left and right. And he didn't feel like he had any energy or anything. He said, but he was learning something from Macho, because at one point, Macho picked him up and he whispered in his ear, "Diamond Cutter right now." And he looked at him all crazy, and then he gave it to him. He said the crowd went insane. And he said that he was listening for the pop from the crowd. Is that something that you got from coming to Dr. Tom's school, is listening to the psychology and hearing what the crowd's reacting to?
Yes, you need to listen to the crowd. The crowd's going to tell you everything. You don't have to, a lot now, people always want to go over their match and talk about things and like that, but you can't do that out there in the ring, because you don't know how the crowd's going to react to you, especially since I'm coming from California. No one knows who I am. No one cares about a Prince. They think this guy's some egotistical maniac guy. They don't know who I am. And then I walk out there and I got to fill them out. I got to figure out, okay, what do you like? What's this? What's that? One of the biggest things I can remember when I was out there, I would wear the crown. I would come out there. I would do my thing, and they would chant Burger King, Burger King. I wear shiny tights. You got to laugh at yourself sometimes, So if I'm being a heel that night, I'll yell at the crowd, "I'm not Burger King. I'm the Prince. You should respect me." Or if I'm face, "I got you a deal on some Whoppers, bud. We're going to go beat this guy's ass. This is it." Yeah. So you just got to listen, and they're going to give you everything you want. When they're sitting there waiting for that big pop, that big moment, the big move, or, they're here, ooh, ah. You can feel that stuff in there. But you just got to listen to them, because they're going to tell you what they want and what they don't want. So, yeah.
And in learning how to listen to the crowd and to build your psychology the way that you want, what's the most important thing from hearing them?
Are they booing you as loud as they can, or are they loving you as much as they can? Because if I can make you hate me, that you want to stab me, that you want to throw your drink at me, you want to pull my hair, you want to beat me out in the parking lot. I made you feel something though. I hit you in your soul. Or am I fighting for my life? Am I fighting for from the ground up? Am I making you almost want to cry that I'm going to lose? Or you're screaming your head off, oh my God, he's my favorite guy. Oh my God, he's so handsome, so beautiful. He's the prince. I made you feel something. If I can get down into here, I'll have you for a fan for life. Either you love me or hate me. I'm going to make you feel something.
Yeah, that may be the best answer I've ever heard, Joseph.
Well, it's definitely heartfelt, because you got to know that once you get inside the minds of your fans or those that hate you, if you're inside their minds, you're going to live rent-free forever. And like you said, they're going to love you for a lifetime, or they're going to hate you for a lifetime. And they'll flip-flop in between that lifetime of why they love you and why they hate you, such as we've seen with The Rock, such as we've seen with The Undertaker, you know. And that's a good thing. That's a great place to be, Prince Gabriel.
Exactly,
one of the biggest things. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So yeah, exactly like you're saying. Once you're in their mind, they're gonna buy a ticket because I need to see the prince get his ass beat, or I need to see the prince win the title. They need to be there. Once you're invested, they're gonna keep coming back to follow your journey.
Absolutely. And inside of that, you have to realize that it takes going to a place and learning that sometimes. And so a shout out to you, and a shout out to Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy and Dr. Tom Pritchard, who might be retiring from training altogether and just be doing seminars here pretty soon from what I've gathered. You were one of his last classes. So you have kind of the edge on a lot of people coming into the industry that want to be inside the industry. Give them some guidance about what they need to do, where they need to go, and how they can excel in this industry to become the best.
Like you said, Dr. Tom, the good doctor, he's literally the best trainer. If if it's true that, he's only going to start doing seminars, not run classes, hop onto those last classes, get in there. Because like I said, those 3 months I was with him, best 3 months I've ever invested. You got to bet on yourself. You're not going to get anywhere just being handed it. You got to go put in the work. You got to go to the shows. You got to go, you're going to spend miles on your trucks, on your cars. You're going to get countless hours. You're going to miss family. You're going to miss weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, everything. This is the hardest thing that people don't realize is all the back stuff of professional wrestling. I remember I drove to San Diego, 8 hours down, 8 hours back, and then I had to get right back to work. And, pay was horrible. There was probably, a handful of people. But sometimes you need those reps and experiences to understand where you need to go. Okay, every match I've had so far, there's a learning part that I've gotten from. Every match isn't just a match. You learn something as long as you go through them. Whether it's good, bad, in between, there's always something to learn along this journey. And Dr. Tom helped me a lot with that. So kudos to him. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I'm not done yet. Just getting started. I'll be back into Tennessee to visit the good doctor soon enough.
One last question for you. How important is it to go in this with confidence, to build yourself up, and to keep building yourself up?
Oh, confidence is huge. So back when we still had the school, I was a part-time trainer. So I would help the newer class with just the basics, the fundamentals, rolls, lockups, chaining, things like that. And just seeing people who've come in shy, wouldn't look you in the eye, always staring at their feet, to speak on a microphone with confidence, their voice loud, they're booming, a whole different character comes out. And just that confidence is like, where was this person? This person's always been there, but you just got to unlock it. Everyone's got confidence. Everyone can talk. Everyone can do it. You just got to be motivated in the right way. everyone has a different motivation and different training style. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes, but you just have to figure out how they train and how you can unlock that potential and confidence. Once you unlock that, stars.
Mm.
Prince, when you first popped on here, I told you I liked your shirt, and of course, our good friend John Seal says he likes Prince shirt as well. So,
Bucky's for life.
absolutely. Uh, we're kind of talking about present day. I want to go back to Little Prince, back when Little Prince
We
was
Prince.
wee Prince. Absolutely. What got you started in the wrestling business?
So I found a VHS tape of a Survivor Series. Don't ask me which one. I don't remember. But I know it was a Survivor Series tape. I remember The Undertaker. I remember Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. I remember those three guys. And like I said, we were talking about this before, but The Undertaker was my all-time favorite. Just how he walked out, his entrance, the gongs going off, the slow-paced walk. You felt the energy in the room shift. The dead man's here. He's going to bury someone alive. Oh my God, I'm scared, but I'm entertained and I'm hooked. And I knew from then, this is all I want to do. This is what I have to do. This is what I was put here to do.
How long did it take you to get your first match?
All right. Do you want the backstory or do you want short version?
We want you to tell us whatever you want us to know.
All right. So I went to school in Fresno State. My very first job was at a gym, and the interview process, I had to go through like 3 interviews, and the personal trainer I was supposed to meet went on lunch break. So I'm waiting there, and this other guy ran like the HIT style classes, like the group training classes. And he goes, I'll do the interview. I'll talk to him. And he's all like, so why do you want to work here at the gym? Why do you want to do this? And I was all like, oh, to be honest, I just want to save some money up and move to LA and go to the Santino Bro School to become a professional wrestler. And he looks at me crazy. He looks at me like I'm dumb. He's all like, why would you want to do that? I just want to be a professional wrestler, man. That's the dream. That's what I want to do. And he goes, no, I know that, but why are you going to go all the way to LA when you could do it here in Fresno? And he pulls out his phone and shows me his highlight clip. He was a professional wrestler.
Nice.
I go, if that ain't God giving you a sign, you're on the right path. What is? So, close to 8 or 9 months go by. I'm begging this guy every single day. Hey, man, can I meet the trainer? Hey, man, can I meet the coach? Please, can I meet him? He's like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you positive you want to do this? He's like, once you do this, you're not changing. You're not stopping. He's like, I won't let you. I'm like, man, just let me meet the guy, please. Finally, one day he goes, all right, I texted him. You can go to the class and just hang out. I'm like, okay, fine. It was a tiny, like storage room, like barely fit the ring, 18 by 18. That was it. It was a ring, a little office. These 2 guys came in there, had no business being in a professional wrestling ring. And I'm watching them take bumps and do a little chain and things like that. And he's like, oh, so what do you think? I think, sign me up. This is the rest of my life. Almost a year and a half, I want to say, it took me to get my first match.
Wow.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time. We had a student showcase, and I think there was about 6 people in the crowd, 6 or 8 people in the crowd. And that was the first time. My name wasn't Prince Gabriel. I was going to be called Marcus King. So if this ever comes back up and my name gets changed again, it's Marcus King. But there was already another guy named Marcus on the show. So they're like, change your name. I go, I've never thought of my name. I don't know who I am. I'm just throwing names out there. So I go and say, oh, my name's Masima. So Masima in Samoan means salt. So my fraternity brother, he's Samoan. He's my big brother. And he nicknamed me Salt. He's like, you're Masima. So for one match, I was Masima. I was Salt.
So once you got in the ring, how did it feel when you took that first run against the ropes and your first bump?
The first bump, I was shocked. I was like, this isn't natural. It's weird. You're throwing yourself on the floor. But like, I've been an athlete all my life. So once it like clicked, I was like, okay, this isn't bad. But running the ropes, that was a different deal. I don't have the best footwork, but definitely hitting those ropes and getting that bruising on your back and your ribs, it was painful for a little bit, but once I got it down, it was simple enough.
Last question, and I'll turn it over to QB1. How sore was you the next day after that first running the ropes and bump?
Bro, I couldn't get out of bed. I can remember that. I was like, what? Why do I feel like I was in a car wreck? Why does this hurt so bad? I was all like, I thought this is hurting. And I realized, no, everything in that ring hurts.
QB.
You know, Prince, to be honest with you, Joseph finds a lot of guests up in the Knoxville area, and I've seen you before, and I've always thought your presentation was great. You spend time with not only your hair, your ring attire. When you enter the ring, you look like a star. How much is that a part? You know, I'm a big fat ugly guy. I can go get dressed. I'm gonna be a big fat ugly guy, but to look like you do, it's got to be something you planned out. Tell me about that at presentation.
Presentation's huge for me. Like I said, going back to The Undertaker, his presentation, how he came out, how he looked. Another one I loved was Bray Wyatt, how he walked out, how his presentation, the lantern, the mask, the just the aura you're trying to create for the character you're trying to portray. Everything in that, from my hair to my beard, I got to look like $1 million. They always said in football, if you look like $1 million, you're going to play like $1 million. Some of those football players weren't the prettiest. I was the prettiest. But like I said, you gotta create the character that you're trying to look at. So I'm royalty. I'm a prince. I gotta have that. So the whites and golds, the shiny materials, the way you walk into the ring. So I put a lot of effort into that. You know, I'm designing gear all the time. I'm thinking of new ideas. What's the next chapter for the prince? What's the next thing he's going to look into? So I had the royal stuff, and then I went to a little primal thing where I was the hunter, and I took it back where it was like jungle clothing. And then now I'm into this new state that I can't tell yet, but we'll see how it comes out. But the masks I wear,
I love the mask. I'm gonna. That was the next.
Yes, the masks. Those are things. Like I said, you got to look different and set yourself apart from everybody else. Like I said, everyone can wear black trunks. Everyone can wear black tights.
It's
But
true.
when
No. We got a picture proving that not everybody can wear the black trunks.
Okay, not everybody, but majority of people, right? But what's going to set you apart right when you walk out that curtain? What's going to make them remember? You said my mask? Okay. My entrance, sometimes people say, when you spit the water out of your mouth and you roar like a lion, I remember that. Anything that I can get them to remember that, to tell someone, to tell another friend, to another friend, we got to go see this Prince guy. He's the guy of the show. You got to see his mask. You got to see his cloak. You got to see his ring attire, whatever it be. It's a huge part in the role. And like I said, my hair, this is the moneymaker right here. Everybody wants the hair. Everyone loves the curls. Everyone loves the color. The girls scream and shout. You know, that's what it's all about. I'm larger than life. I'm the character everyone dreams of. The prince in the shining armor. I'm the guy who rides the white horse and saves the girl. Or maybe I'm the evil guy. It just matters.
That's awesome. And hey, for us fellas that's going bald, You could save some of that hair if you get a haircut.
I'll donate some to you. I got you. Don't worry.
I got some up here. Hey, by the way, I did see the Undertaker, Triple H at WrestleMania. How he did too. It was that setting was the best of the whole night. It stole everything. So I'm with you on the Taker. Matter of fact, I marked out so bad watching the Undertaker at WrestleMania. The people around me might have told me to shut up because I was screaming. Maybe. Hey, you also put a lot of energy into what I call forward injury. You make sure to make a presentation. Your ring entrance, you're very, very animated in that. By the time you step into the ring, you've kind of established yourself by everything you do outside the ring, don't you think?
It's methodical.
Yes.
You've got, it's just very methodical.
Because like I said before, you need to tell who you are before you step foot in the ring and before you lock up. If you can do that, the people can understand your character and understand what's going into this show. So like I said, I go in, I get the water in my mouth, I spit it out. You know, I do a little Triple H impersonation. And then every time before the show, I look around, what is my setting? Where am I at? What can I do to stand out? So a couple weeks ago, I was at Rodeo Pro out in Bakersfield, California, and we were outside, and they had like a little entranceway, little zigzag thing, and everyone went down that zigzag thing, no matter what. No one went outside the barrier. No one went into the fans. Everyone followed that, went in the ring, did their thing. All right, I'm going to go through the crowd then. I'll kick open the doors. I'll jump in the crowd, and I'll run through the crowd and high-five, slap, hug everybody. Stand on the bleachers and scream. It's those little things that set you apart that make a memory for someone that's like, wow, I want to go back and see that guy because maybe he'll be next to me and I can get a high five of him, take a picture with him real quick. So the presence is always needed right at the beginning to understand who the character is and who you are.
Awesome. Hey, Joseph, I'll come to you after this question. And I want to just ask you, we are all located in Tennessee, and we've got Rocky Shaw here from 12 Gates Promotions. I noticed on here. He's been talking. Rocky talking about that red and black, though. I don't know about that, Rocky. We know what the indie scene and the local scene is here. What do you have in California? And you know, I lived in Cali for a while, and at the time I was there, was not a lot of scene. Are you in an area that has a couple of different companies running?
Yeah, like I said, I'm part of a few companies that run, and like I said, I run up and down California, up in California and to Nevada. So I'm sometimes in Reno, sometimes in Las Vegas, but I'm all the way from San Francisco all the way to San Diego. It just matters what weekend it is. So, you know, there's down south, they're more of a lucha style. And then there's up north in NorCal, they're more of a technical style, like Tennessee was.
Okay.
There's a mix of everything in between. So
that's awesome. Joseph, take it away, my friend. And no, we don't want to see your black trunks.
No, I have to ask this, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that I'm about to mention here, including yourself, Prince Gabriel, but you're a prince. Do you see yourself one day dethroning a king, such as King Shane Williams or Jerry the King Lawler, and becoming a king yourself?
One day I will become a king, but my trials and my tribulations are still going on. Every match is, like I said, is a new learning lesson. So I can't be calling myself a king just yet, but one day maybe I'll step in the ring with a king and then I'll take his throne.
Way he's acting, King KC Kazana could use some uppins right now.
Casey.
He is the Prince of Pain, so he can definitely establish that and make that happen.
Mm.
Prince Gabriel, he mentioned Casey Kazana, so I want to ask you, what was your biggest rivalry here while you were in Tennessee?
I don't know. I mean, that first show with Casey Kazana definitely, it made a mark. It made my name, Everyone, I showed up to the show one day. They said they needed an extra person. I said, I'm down. Let's go. And the chance to wrestle, an NWA star, Casey Kazana, barely meeting him maybe 2 weeks earlier prior, going to a NWA JTP show and be able to step in the ring with him, that was probably one of my favorite matches out there. But like I said, everyone I stepped in the ring with, I learned something new from, from Keith Gavins to, yeah, I'm running a blank right now. Don't
That's
judge
okay.
me.
That's all right. Let's talk about future matches. If you could have a dream match between you and anybody whatsoever, who would you choose and why?
I'm retired, by the way, so
Don't worry, QB1.
I
don't
still
want to
put
hurt
my
your
trunks
knees.
on every once in a while.
Anyone? Let's go. Let's go with Finn Balor.
Oh, wow. Good choice.
That's another one of my favorite guys. Like I said, the Bullet Club, that was another fun of factions that I loved. And from him being Prince Devitt versus Prince Gabriel, I think we can make fireworks.
That would be an excellent choice. I couldn't agree with you more. Howie, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
my New Japan blood just boiled, Rabbit.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Joseph asked you as far as a dream match. How about if you could face anybody past or present?
Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
Like I said, I'm telling you, it's like this. Undertaker one day, Bray Wyatt the next day. Bray just had a presence to him. He was different, all the work he went through from, being Husky Harris and then finally found his character, who he was, turning into the Fiend. That was just the greatest thing ever in my opinion. And be able to have a match against the Fiend, I might not win, but just to be able to listen to him talk, because his stories he would tell in the ring from his promos, you listen to him, you get in depth, and you felt the words he was saying, and he always captivated you. So, Bray Wyatt, definitely.
You're naming off some very good people that you're kind of patterning yourself after, and everyone you're patterning yourself after are people that once you see them in that aisleway walking to the ring, every eye in the building is on them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like you
it
said,
sounds like that's the way you are as well. When you make your entrance on the entranceway, you want every eye on you.
Yes, I want to be seen. I want to make sure no one is on their phone. I want to make sure they are staring me down to every last detail, from the shoes I'm wearing to the tights to the mask to the robe. Every little thing has a specific detail for everything. So like Finn Balor, when he's the demon and he comes out and he has the body paint and the headdress and everything, how he comes out, it's different. It's unique. It's not just I'm walking to the ring. Bray Wyatt, his slow walk with his lantern, him sitting in the rocking chair, the mask, the flickering lights, the fireflies, the Undertaker, the thunder, the boom, him with the smoke, him slowly walking. Exactly. You want those goosebumps you feeling. I'm feeling those goosebumps right now just thinking about that. Just those guys just walking. That's just a walk. They haven't even touched in the ring. They haven't wrestled a moment. But you always remember them. So I'm trying to recreate that just in my own version.
Would it be like a dream come true to be able to take a coup de grace from Finn Balor?
I've taken a coup de grace before. I've taken a double stomp before. I'm going to pass on that one. That was it's one of my least favorite things. But
I want to ask you before I turn it over to QB1, and it's something I always ask everybody: superstitions or rituals that you got to do before you hit the ring. Is there any that you have to do?
I say I'm the best. Every time before I go out the ring, I'll go out there with my boys, the guys I've trained, and I go, it's another night in the building. whether there's 5 people or 500 or 5,000. I'm the best. I'm the best. I put in the work. I put in the time. I know I'm the best. I got to go prove it.
Pop something up. Joseph just sent something. Let's pop it up and see what it is.
Do you recognize that thing that's on her head there, Prince Gabriel?
Yes, that's a thing I like to do with the fans every once in a while.
That's right.
When I'm the good guy.
He crowns them. He crowns them. He gives them the prince's crown. And this goes back to you being methodical and thinking about everything that you do and everything that you wear and hosting it for the fans. There was somebody else that was inside professional wrestling that was very methodical like that, the Macho Man Randy Savage. And he took his image so seriously that he had to be crazy. He hired fashion designers to design his Macho King wear and going into the madness. And I think you do the exact same thing. And that crown is proof of it.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, once I get enough money, once I'm on that level, trust me, there's going to be fashion designers and everything to the T. But so let's go back to the crown. Let's go to the crown.
Yeah, let me pull it back up for you guys. Sorry about that. I closed it out a little bit too soon.
No. We could talk. Yeah, well, you don't got to pull it up. We could talk about it. But so that crown was created by my friend that I went to grade school and high school with. She became a seamstress and she does all this stuff. And out of the blue, one day she messaged me and she's like, "Oh, I do this. You think we can ever work on a project together?" I was like, "Yes, please make me a crown." Because I had the basic generic Amazon one that was stiff and couldn't move and couldn't travel well. And she killed it. Amazing. So let's backtrack to the first crown, the original crown. This is probably maybe a year, 2 into working. I had the generic crown, and I remember this little girl. She would scream her heart out, front row. "Oh my God, it's Prince. I love the Prince. Prince is the best. Win, lose, draw, whatever it is." She was always there on my side. One night, I was like, I'm just going to put the crown on her head. I don't got to wear it around. I might as well just put it on her head. The biggest reaction I ever got when I was a young prince. I go, "Hold this for me. I'll be right back for it, okay?" Whole place erupts. I go, "What just happened?" What just happened? I didn't do anything. I put a crown on a little girl's head. Okay. Go through the match. Whatever happens, goes through the back. My coach goes, "You're going to be the biggest baby face in this company now." I go, "Okay." And then every time since she would show up, always, I would put the crown on her, get a big reaction. I would set her on top of the ring. I would have her walk me around the ring, and just that presence. I need a new crown. My crown's ripping. I can see it. But yes, like I said, just the small details and things. Just the things you can make people feel and remember. Like I said, that little girl's going to remember that moment forever. "Oh my God, the prince put a crown on my head. Oh my God, this happened." We're pulling up my kid pictures.
So, Prince, with you wearing that crown with all that hair and everything, it's got to be a bigger size than normal. But then when you put it on that little girl's head, did it just not fall straight down and swallow her whole?
It did a few times. But I tried to tilt it back where it stuck right here, but sometimes it falls down. It happens. But I just try to make the original crown.
Let's see if we can pull it up and see.
Yeah, we'll pull it up. Hold on one second.
Yes, that's the original crown. That one. Like I said, I was looking for a crown on Amazon. I don't know what I'm looking at in that picture. I look weird. But yes, that was the original crown. I found it on Amazon for like $20, $30, and definitely made me, just a small part of the character that everyone looks at and sees the crown.
Well, Prince, we appreciate you coming on. We're not getting rid of you yet. I just want to appreciate you coming on. I love the backstory of how you got to where you're at now, especially applying for a job and basically meant to be. and I
Mhm.
love the name Prince Gabriel. I do love that name. Uh, if I saw you very much, I'd probably have to call you PG. I don't know why, but Prince Gabriel. QB1 questions.
You know, Prince, your character and your look reminds me so much of Japanese wrestling, and I'm a big fan of Japanese wrestling. Is Japan something you'd like in your future?
Oh, I'd love to go to Japan, man. Like I said, I watch Japanese wrestling too. I watch all wrestling because you can pick up something. Every style has a different flavor. You know, that's the beautiful thing about wrestling. Like Dr. Tom used to say, there's different flavors of ice cream. You might not like my flavor. I might not like your flavor, but someone's going to like it.
Is it?
So, like I said, American, Japanese, people from New Zealand, uh, the UK, lucha, there's always different styles, but yes, Japan would be an absolute amazing trip. It'd be fun.
I just get that vibe off of your look. I don't know why. You know, you look at some guys, you go, oh, he'd be perfect in TNA. He'd be perfect here. But I think it's the hair. I think it's the hair, Prince. To be honest, when you first got around and you were a little Prince, and you started, what was some of the first? I'm going to watch this on a weekly basis, and I'm going to see it and getting into the storyline. What was your original favorite wrestling?
uh, I started off with SmackDown. I can remember. What was it? Was it? I remember there was a Matt Hardy segment with it, and there was an Undertaker segment. But that was my home ground was SmackDown. I would always watch SmackDown. That was like the biggest thing. And then I realized, oh, there's Raw. Oh, there's this, there's that. And as it slowly progressed through, the years, oh my God, there's a whole different world. There's a whole different side of the world that has wrestling. I thought wrestling was just here. This was just, American stuff until I realized, it's in Japan, it's in Mexico, it's in Spain, it's in everywhere, and everyone can connect to it. So, SmackDown was my home.
How many Joseph, I'll come to you after a couple questions. How many nights a week does local shows run in your area? Is it just Saturday, or do you have Friday, Saturday you work, and Sunday?
Depending on the day, Thursday through Sunday.
Hmm.
So there's shows that were out. I'm usually booked Saturdays and Sundays, some Fridays. Thursdays are just a little bit tougher, but there's always something going on every weekend. So you can take a trip an hour, you can take a trip 30 minutes. There's a couple places that run literally 10 minutes from my house, and I love those shows.
Hmm. Prince, if we're sitting here 5 years from now, and we somehow were lucky enough to get you on, because I believe 5 years from now we'll have to go through a booking agent to see if we can book podcasts. But if you could sit down and write out in 5 years, I'm in this promotion or I'm in that promotion, and of course everybody knows that WWE is the biggest in the world, and that's the place to go. What would you want your path to be? Where would be your movements over the next 5 years?
That's deep. That's a question I haven't asked myself yet. Uh, just reflecting back, said in September it'd be 8 years, my 8-year anniversary of starting this journey, and 5 years, 8 years, a lot's changed. I went from practically being some guy called being Masima, being called Salt, to Prince Gabriel, to winning titles, to being main eventing, to having my, people come up to me like, you're the guy from the show. You're the Prince. I know. I've seen you on Instagram. I've seen you on YouTube. Oh my gosh, can I get a picture? It's crazy. So that's just going to double, triple, quadruple 100 times in 5 years. That's a guarantee. I know that. Like I said, my work ethic, my drive. I'm not cocky. I'm just being humble. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I hope a major company. I hope, NWA or TNA, but Japan, New Japan, Noah, these places need a Prince, and I'm that guy.
Noah is an overlooked promotion, I think. I mean, I really think Noah's overlooked on the national scene. And I grew up, I can look out my front door and look up the hill and honestly see the house Terry Gorey left in. And that's the reason Terry's held in such high esteem around here. And, I always use that example is not everybody's path to stardom is the same or
Mm-hmm.
career or financial freedom. And everybody needs financial freedom. Just, I challenge people to be open to different paths, And sounds like you
That's
are.
what I'm saying. This journey is never a straight line. Never. There's ups and downs. There's lefts and rights. You're never gonna go have a straight shot to. Here I train. I'm in WWE. Here I am. I'm here. I'm here. You're gonna have to take the road. Whether it's a nice smooth path for a little bit or it takes a jagged turn. Whether you're gonna dip down into a valley and then ascend a hill. It's just part of it. You got to learn to love it, and if you don't, maybe this isn't for you. But I'm telling you, on the roads, those dark nights, and you're a car living by yourself, you got to learn how to love that, and I love it.
And I'm going to pay you what I think is the ultimate compliment from me. I've been doing this show a long time, 4 years. And in those 4 years, I've become fans of some people. And I'll be sitting on YouTube or where I can find them. And it's not everybody that's been on here. It's a chosen few. And I Google and, I'm on YouTube and I want to find their matches and stuff. And I can tell you, in the 2 weeks leading up to your appearance, I became a Prince fan. And I have watched almost every match you have on YouTube. You were talking about the one coming through the crowd in the yellow outfit. I mean, the yellow mask and the white. It was on. I put it up the other day on River City Media because I watched that and I was so impressed. And I was just marked out completely. So my compliment and my statement to you is please don't stop. I enjoy it so much. And I really am a fan. And thank you very much for spending time with us. And someday when you're in those big companies, I'm going to be in the crowd. I'll be the fat.
Oh no, we lost.
Oh, he's gone. Well, in the meantime, before we get off here, I would like to ask you where your Royal Courtship is going to be this coming weekend.
I'm going to be in Alameda, California this weekend for Puppet Wars. I believe doors are at 5 or 6. Yep. I'll be taking on Judas Matthews and Illumide, 2 great components. Yeah, and then I got to look at my dates, but I'm all over the place, guys. I'm hoping to get back to Tennessee real soon. I miss it. Like I said, when I was down there, I loved it. Great environment, great place. But yeah, if you're free, please come out this Saturday, 7/26, Puppet Wars, Alameda, California.
It's going to
Doors
be
at
at Drake's
5:30.
Barrel House.
Yep, Drake's Barrel House. Always a great venue, always a great place.
Absolutely. And Prince, we got to talk about it a little bit. You said that you're looking to return to Tennessee. Will you let us know when you do that? Because we have some friends that are right down the road from us in Georgia who left some comments down here. They said, tell him if he's in 12 gauge country to hit me up, boys. And that's the 12 gauge himself, Rocky Shaw, would like you to be a part of 12 gauge pro promotions.
Oh, of course. Yes, please. Anywhere and everywhere the Prince needs to be. Like I said, I guarantee your match will be better with me.
Absolutely. Howie, to you, sir.
Yeah, please let us know because Joseph is not taking read my mind, I guess, because that's what I was fixing to say. Like, if you are in the Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia area, let us know. We would love to come out and watch you. And but it's been a great pleasure to get to know you and talk to you. Uh, I told you before we went live when you first popped on, I really thought you was part of the Samoan family, part of the bloodline. But then you turned your head at a certain angle. You kind of remind me of Karrion Kross as well. So you got the look, and I'm sure you got the ability and everything. So Randy asked you where you're going to be at in 5 years. We hope you're here in 5 years, but with a huge promotion.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I hope. Like I said, just got to do the work, do the time, and like I said, in due time, I'll be there.
Hey, Prince Gabriel, do you have any merchandise for sale?
Yes.
I do. I'm actually sold out at that rodeo show. I sold out all my stuff, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
But I'm getting a new design made as we speak, and t-shirts will be on their way within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. And I'll be posting them on my social media, on my Instagram and Facebook. And if you guys want to cop them, buy them, I would love it. It would be great support. Always support your indie wrestling.
We're going to pop up your Facebook right before we go here, if it'll show up for me.
Joseph, when that stuff pops up, if you know, let us know, and we will put it on River City Media where everybody have a chance to get it as well.
Perfect. Yes, please. That'd be amazing.
And you can catch him right here. This is his personal page. And if you'd like to message him about becoming to your shows and working for your shows, send him a message, guys. He would love to get back with you. Is that right?
Yes, correct. And then also my IG is wrestling_Prince97. Shoot me a message, DM on there. I would love to travel. Always willing to travel. If I have to get licenses for those states, I will. Like I said, let's add a little Prince to your show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Prince Gabriel. And before we go, would you like to call anybody out?
I'm not calling anyone out. I don't look for fights. I just settle them.
Spoken like true royalty.
Exactly. I'm going to ask it a different way. Would you like to give a shout out to anyone?
Shout out to Dr. Tom and all the Tennessee boys out there, all the guys I met. I don't know if you've had Austin Everest yet on this, but definitely get him on here. That's my brother from Missouri. Definitely, he's the next one. He's got the style. He's got the charisma. He can do it. But, yeah, I miss my Tennessee family. And like I said, all my friends, though, and in Turlock and California friends and family, thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for always being there with me. But, yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
No, it's all thank you for taking the time to join us. It's great to get to know you, hear your story, learn about you. And like I said, you know, I'm not a very big guy, but you let me know when you better let us know when you're in the area. If not, I'll track you down. How about that?
I will let you guys know. Trust me, I will.
So, Joseph, you have anything before we let Prince go?
I want to thank you for coming on and being our special guest here today on River City Media. It's still real to me. I still believe podcast. And the old QB is back. QB, do you have anything before we go?
Hey, I had a call from a coworker, and I got a coworker, a good friend that's in the hospital, and he just called me. Shout out to you, Freddie. I guess he was watching us and didn't know if he'd called, he'd knock us off there. But shout out to you, brother. Get better. Only thing I've got to say is, Prince, please come back to see us. I'm sure my boy Howie hit you up. Send us all your dates. We want to get into the California scene too. If you have run across somebody you think would be a good fit for the show, send them our way. We love Cali people, you know. Hey, I claim to be about a 3-year Cali person. That's about all. I told him before I got on the air I had to move back home because I was afraid my liver was going to fall out in San Diego.
Sounds about right. That's San Diego for you.
Yeah. And Prince, again, I'm a fan. I love the presentation. I love the ring work. I expect huge things from you, and I'll be here. And when you make it to that big company, I'll be the fat guy out on the screen screaming for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If you see some boxers come flying toward the ring the size of sailboats. You know, Randy's in the ring.
Like that.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
something that looks like a flag flying, that's me.
I'll see the white flag waving. I see he gives up already. I got it.
Yeah. You better hope there's no stars and stripes in that son of a
Oh gosh, no stripes, please, no stripes.
gun. Yes, sir.
It'd be skid marks with him.
Yes, sir.
And Randy also told him I don't know if he caught it or not. He is sold out of merchandise, but as soon as he gets more in, he's going to let us know, and I told him we'd post it on River City Media. So,
And your family now, we'll take care of it from day one. You tell us what you need, and if you take
Thank
time
you.
for us, we'll make it 1,000 times back. So we appreciate it.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
and anytime you want to come on here and promote something, you let us know. Our network is your network. Even though
Yes,
it's
sir.
not really mine, it's Randy's, but I'll speak for him.
I just got on to try to get Golden Corral coupons, so that's all I'm here for.
He wants those Bucky's coupons too.
Hey,
Don't lie to us.
we can promote Bucky's too. We
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get sponsored by Bucky's. I guarantee it. That is gonna be the one thing I need to do with my career. Is the
Hey,
biggest
Prince-
thing. Get
Hey, Prince
sponsored with instead of the red hat, the crown. I'm telling you.
ladies
What's
and
your favorite Waffle House meal before we go?
What's my favorite Waffle House? Oh my God.
Why
Waffle
why
House
did I
is-
forget that?
Wa-
I guess I was
Wa-
thinking that California didn't have Waffle Houses. I don't know.
I'm telling you, we were at Waffle House almost every weekend when we were in Tennessee. I don't know what it's called, but it was like just a bowl of mashed potato, or not mashed potatoes, but hash browns, eggs, bacon, cheese, just like a bowl, and then a giant waffle. You can never go wrong. The basics.
it's called the bowl.
It's a bowl.
It's a bowl.
So are there Waffle Houses out in California?
Oh no. Like I said, there's no Buc-ee's in California. There's no Waffle Houses. So
Now you got
When I
In and
was-
Out Burger though.
yeah, but I'm telling you, you guys got better food out there. A lot better food.
Hey, I can tell you one thing that California has is some of the dangest, strongest coffee you'll ever drink.
Yeah, that's 100% true. All our coffee's all wired. You're gonna get your caffeine for the next 3 days off of one cup.
I don't know why anybody's on cocaine when they can drink coffee like that.
That's why I say you go to Starbucks and get a cup, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, guys, I think he will be back out here, if nothing else, either for A, the Bucky's trip, or B, a Waffle House trip. And more than likely, it's going to be both of them.
Hey, if you can hit a Bucky's and a Waffle House in the same night, that's like getting a royal flush.
True.
Exactly.
Royal flush with the crown, the prince. He's the one.
I didn't.
Thanks
Especially if
for
you've
joining
been to a
us.
Bucky's, there's a royal flush going down sometime everywhere. 500 stalls, it's going down, man.
So, for our special guest, all the way out in Cali, Prince Gabriel, thanks for joining us. I'm the Howard Cheney, QB1, the Rabid Beaver, Joseph Hughes, and Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, buddy. Good night.
Bye, guys.
God
Rest in
bless
peace.
everybody.
See you guys. Thank you.